Your teenager's impulsiveness is out of control. What are you going to do? Well, let's talk about that today on Tips on Teens. My name is Kent Toussaint. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist who specializes in helping kids, teens, and families to live happier lives. I lead two organizations, Teen Therapy Center and the nonprofit 501c3 organization, Child and Teen Counseling, both here in Woodland Hills, California. Every Wednesday at noon, I jump onto Facebook Live to answer your parenting questions. Let's answer today's. My son is 13, and he's having severe impulse control problems. He's always doing stuff he knows he shouldn't be doing, but does it anyway. Recently, he stole our credit card to make some in-game purchases in a video game he was playing. We hid our cards, and he found them again. He feels horrible, and he knows it's wrong, but he just can't seem to stop himself. How do we correct this kind of behavior? Thank you very much for your question. I don't think you correct it quickly. Unfortunately, he's 13, has a 13-year-old brain, and he may have some attention issues. But let's talk about why his brain is different than yours. Again, he's 13. And again, all 13-year-olds are like this, not just him. So his brain is different than yours because he has a developing prefrontal cortex. What is that? That's an area right behind the forehead, and it handles basically the executive functioning of the brain. Everything we would connect with a mature, responsible adult. Ability to regulate impulses and regulate emotions, the ability to see cause and effect. That's basically what the prefrontal cortex does. And that is not working very well in your 13-year-old son, or your 13-year-old daughter, or your 16-year-old. It gets better as they get older, but 13, it's going crazy. And that doesn't really fully develop until roughly 25 years of age. It does slow down around 18 or so, but 13 to 17, even 12 to 17, there's a lot of brain development. That's why when you say, do your homework, and he says, right. And you come back 20 minutes later and he hasn't done any homework and he's been on Minecraft instead, you say, what are you doing? Why did you do that? And he says, I don't know. Because he doesn't know. He really doesn't know. He didn't think. And again, that's part of the brain that's not really connecting. So how do you deal with this? You have a 13-year-old with an impaired brain. Again, not his fault. All 13-year-olds have impaired brains. You had an impaired brain too at 13, and right now you're saying, but Kent, I wasn't nearly this bad. And maybe you're right. Everyone is different. But maybe you're seeing your adolescence through your 13-year-old eyes, and when you were 13, you didn't realize how impulsive and forgetful and what a knucklehead you were. Ask your parents, they'll tell you. Anyways, so what do you do about this? Number one, have calm conversations about this. I know it's easy to blow up and get angry because you're frustrated. Any parent will be frustrated. It's okay. You are a human being. You're going to get frustrated. But once we get angry, as you probably know by now, it doesn't help. It doesn't inspire him to reach greater heights of maturity. It just beats him down. So as best you can, stay calm, talk about the situation. What is it he's really wanting? He's wanting to buy these in-game purchases. So how do you help him start earning the money? It's not as quick as stealing the money. I get that. But he doesn't really want to steal. He's already told you he feels horrible about it. And he probably feels horrible about it at the time. He just can't stop himself. So how does he start earning an allowance, let's say, to buy the in-game purchases that maybe everyone feels are okay if he does it on the level, on the up and up? I'm just realizing that I should have probably put this in the body of the Facebook Live. I'll put it in the text, but I have two articles that I wrote several years ago about allowance. One is why you want to have an allowance for a teenager. Another one is one way to do it. Read them. Take what works for you and incorporate into what best serves your son or your daughter if you're someone else watching it. There's no one way to do this. There's 1,000 ways to do this, but it's how do you make a system where your kid feels incentivized, where they're earning and they're striving and they're reaching greater heights of maturity. Will he be perfect? No, he will not. He will be very imperfect. However, if you give it time and enough boundaries around him, maybe he will start to succeed. Again, I think you may need to be diligent about locking your purse and your wallet and your credit card statements in the safe for now, because we just can't trust him. He can't trust himself not to go and find those. You may also have to limit his screen use. These are all big topics that we don't have time for in this little video. But anyways, find ways for him to earn the money. Find ways to make sure you're having connection with him where he feels connected to you and safe with you, where you guys are enjoying your time together, not just talking about homework and chores. So he is more likely to feel safe to open up to you, to be more honest with you, and to keep in mind your point of view and your values. Anyways, it's a big topic. I'd love to talk to you more about this, but time's running. We gotta go. Again, my name is Kent Toussaint with Teen Therapy Center and the nonprofit Child and Teen Counseling. This is Tips on Teens. In fact, if you like this, you can always join our Facebook group, Tips on Teens. And if you'd like me to answer your question, email us at tipsonteens@teentherapycenter.com. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye-bye. Where's the finish button? There it is.